How's it going, everyone? I'm Isle. Today, our first map is Neo-Humanity in this professional StarCraft II series. A best of 3 that was played during HomeStory Cup. And our first player from South Korea, one of my favorite Zergs, and he is a man on some serious form. Playing for Onside Gaming, it is Solar. His opponent, a young Canadian player, our Protoss in the top left, playing for Team Basilisk, it is Trigger. Alright, so our first map is here on Neo-Humanity, not one that we see all too often. Yeah, I think for the most part Zergs are vetoing this map. That is an interesting third base placement. Yeah, so this has become a little bit more common. Some players only, some Zerg players, if their natural gets blocked here, they don't take this one, but instead go for the forward. Now the advantage that you get from this forward base is if your first creep tumor goes over there, or even over there, it is so close to opponent's side of the map. I mean, it really doesn't take many creep tumors. Then you're linked up to your opponent. So, interesting. We'll see what Solar does with this. However, on the flip side, if there are adepts, they're going to be able to shade from here all the way through to here. I mean, it's a long distance, but getting queens through here, because the creepers are not going to be connected anytime soon, it does make that prime area for shading adepts. But maybe it is too far, actually, now that I look at it. Yeah, adept should be able to shade that distance. Should. Don't know if we're gonna see too many. It is a Stargate opener. There is, I mean, there'll always be one, probably 2. Yep, here comes the first one and the second one. And these lings are still busy chasing this probe around. But yeah, we'll see what happens here with the shades. Where did shade to? Oh my goodness. Alright, well, you can do that too. You can shade behind the minerals. Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't think about that one, but it does allow him to get 2 drones. Not too bad. Oh, this poor queen, she's running all the way around now. This is a bit of a tricky defense here for Solo. Only 2 drones so far, so it's not like game-ending damage, but the second adept is here. They're going to be shading behind the mineral line once again. Alright, Solar is microing his probes, taking them out of range of those adepts. Did I call them probes? They're drones! But that's another one going down. That's less than... Oh. Okay, good surround. Yeah, Solar cleans that up. Here comes the Oracle. That's 2 more. Ooh, transfusing the drones. Solar! Stop showing off. But that is 4 drones. It's not game-ending damage. But I think Trigger's going to be pretty happy with that one. Some good transfuses on those queens. Or at least on the drones. Huh? 1, 2. 1, 2. What? Now, I've seen a lot of StarCraft games. I've casted a lot of StarCraft games. I have never seen the double Twilight build. Why? That must be a mistake. Surely. Why would you want 2? Yeah, ooh, sorry, I'm missing a bunch. I know, it was just a, well, there you go. The double Twilight build. Sorry, Trigger. I don't think you meant to do that. It is only Blink being researched now, so I think you might have... It's intentional? Twilight and charge? Twilight and charge. Blink and charge? Okay. Sure. A lot of gateways behind this, so he is planning on some blink stalkers and charge lot aggression. This is interesting. I'm actually... Yeah, now he's chronoing it to catch up to blink. So those upgrades are going to finish at pretty much the same time. I mean, this could hit pretty hard. The Roach Warren isn't done yet. The gates are starting to finish. He's got 4 going up to 8. He's got 5 going up to 8. Hang on. Maths. Oh no, there's 2. So 5, 6, 7. Plus a couple more. I don't know. There's a lot of gates. Anyway, ton of Zerglings here busy marching around. I wonder, has Solar seen it? No, he's seen nothing. Oracle chasing the Zerglings around. Gateway over here. Okay, so this is intentional. The double Twilight. Okay. Alrighty. Very cool. I mean, this is a... That's gonna be strong units hitting relatively early. I mean, at 7 minutes now, yeah. So Stalkers, I mean, they're still floating a lot. But this is a big Protoss army here. Solar though, he's been making a lot of units. That's a lot of queens. That's a lot of roaches. A couple of ravages mixed in there. And the zealots aren't really doing much, even with charge. Oh, more roaches coming up behind this. Good position here at the top of the ramp. Yeah, Solar's gonna hold this easy. Look at the supply. Heavily in favor here. Ooh. Ooh. Couple of Dropper Lords getting these Zerglings into the base. A couple of drones are starting to fall. At the same time, Trigger's not able to do any damage here. That's 10 probes going down. I might have called them drones now. I just can't name the workers. But Solar is defending at home. He's putting on a lot of pressure with his Lings. And the Roaches are just going to keep pushing and pushing. The Queens are also really close by. A couple of bowels go down on those units. Busy warping in. Solar is just stomping this double Twilight play. Making an Evo chamber behind this, but I don't even think it's going to be necessary. He's going to go across the map right now and say, get out of this game. Yep, Oracle's out of energy. It can't help out anymore. Army supply is 101 to 31. That keeps changing. Anyway. Oh, Solar. Solar not even blinking. Okay, I thought there were queens busy transfusing there, but yeah. GG. I like that build Trigger, but Solar's a bit too strong. He takes game number 1. Our second map in this best of 3 is Altitude, and Solar taking a convincing 1-0 lead above Trigger. I'm mulling over the double Twilight build in my head, and I'm thinking the idea was, I'm assuming, okay, I might be wrong here, maybe someone else has a better analysis than me, but anyway, so I'm assuming the idea was for Trigger to be able to get a quick tech boost and then be able to overwhelm a Zerg player that might have been droning a little bit too much, because charge is a good upgrade, blink is a good upgrade, and in terms of resources, you use all the gas that you can on Stalkers and then a bunch of Zealots as well to tank, and I mean Zealots do deal decent damage, but I think yeah, Solar was just, his spidey senses were tingling. He was able to sniff something out and yeah, just make a ton of army behind it. And in the end, yeah, Solar just crushes with some, yeah, superior macro, good control. He's Solar. He's really playing amazing. He had a very good run in this tournament as well. I won't spoil that one, because I am planning on casting a bunch more of his games. And if you didn't see all of the games in HomeStory Cup, if you're a pleb like me, then yeah, we can experience them together. And I'll keep the surprise up for you. Maybe I'll talk about it later. Alright, gas is taken. Zergling speed is coming out. Drones pulled. Everything seems pretty normal. Stargate here for trigger. Third base, up it goes. Okay. He's again taking the triangle base as opposed to this one. Altitude is a much bigger map, so I guess it's alright. It's not too bad. It's not a major thing. That was a fun game though. That was a fun game. I love to see that, and I think I may have said this before, but after so many years of StarCraft, the pro players are still coming up with new strategies and new things. And I don't know how effective the double twilight is. My biggest problem with it is the gas requirements, because you have to spend essentially 100 gas just to get charged a little bit quicker. Whereas, oh, hello. Oh, there we go. That's smooth thought. I have no idea what that was. But yeah, you gotta spend the extra gas just to get an attack that wasn't really quick enough. I don't know. But very fun to see. Very interesting kind of playstyle here from Trigger. But yeah, Solar's just demonstrating his abilities over here. Third base is going to be taken now. It is a very normal build. Yep, that's about a 4-minute. Maybe a touch late, but nothing too major. Let us see how Solar defends. He should be pretty okay. Yeah, one goes down. Oh, lots of queens though. Yeah, Solar's just making queens for days. How many is he up to already? 5. You know, just 5. Just normal 5. 6. Yeah, it's non-stop queen production. One at a time though. Only building one queen at a time, but yeah, he has not stopped really. Alright, so after the Stargate, it is a normal Twilight into Forge. We have gone up to... Oops. We have gone up to 3 Oracles. Ooh, that one's getting a little bit low on health. Gotta be careful. Third base is happening. This Overlord is having a great time. Finally a Stalker's gonna chase it away. More gates on the way. Straight into +1 upgrades. Attack upgrades, that is. Okay, the Roach Warren has been planted here by Solar. And we're gonna see Blink coming out of Trigger. I do realize also that this is another Zerg versus Protoss. And I think my last cast was also a Zerg versus Protoss. But when I was busy finding replays, I really, in my mind, had the idea that I hadn't casted a Zerg versus Protoss in a while. Yep. I had one of those times, you know, when your brain just stops. I just said brain fart. Ooh. Early Templar Archives. Little bit of Storm, or maybe Archons. I always like Archons. I think Archons are very solid. With the Blink Stalkers, you can also, you know, rearrange the Stalkers to allow the Archons to get in front of them. Requires a bit of micro, but yeah. Second Forge coming up. Trigger definitely planning on getting a hard-hitting army. It is going to be Storm. Ooh. You don't see Storm all that often. Nice little SimCity here. Never mind. As I said, a Zergling just sneaks straight in. Alright, you know. It is going to make things easier. Sort of. Okay, the Oracle's still running around. They're tagging whatever they can. Solar is moving about with his links. He's got a bunch of roaches on the way, as well as +1 ranged upgrades and a pretty decently timed infestation pit with a Hydra Den. Okay, so yeah, the teching up is happening pretty quick. These queens are caught a little bit out of position. Oracles? Oracles, what are adepts? Why do I always confuse those two? Enough reinforcements here. They're gonna get a couple of workers, make that 3. And that is all that she wrote. Respectable damage though. Ooh, that's a quick lurker then. Solar is just skipping the mid game entirely. Going for that lurker army, which is very strong. Ooh, good movement here with the roaches. Almost getting a very good position against those stalkers. They are able to blink out, but they're being chased all the way back to this gateway wall. Oracle buzzing away at the roaches. It's like, will you eventually die? +2 upgrades coming up. Ooh, gotta be careful. These roaches do still hit decently hard. More reinforcements on the way. There is a storm over there on, I assume, a bunch of Zlings. That's some good storms. That's some nice juicy storms there. I do like that. I do like that. Ton more roaches coming up. Solar has gone up to 85 workers. That is really solid. That's the worker count that he wants. And now he's starting to get his hydras. Those hydras are just going to be a stepping stone for lurkers. They're not going to be hydras for very long. Yep, there we see the lurker upgrades. Cool. Solar's positioning is pretty good, yeah. His creep spread is pretty good. I am a big fan. Look at the difference in supply. Now, I mean, this is okay because the robos are busy building and more units are going to be warped out of that. I like the storm, even though roaches are a little bit tougher. Now, the problem is storm is not that good against lurkers. You'd be better off with disruptors. It takes, what is it, 2 disruptor shots to kill a lurker, whereas storm, one storm isn't going to kill a lurker and you can't stack them. Meanwhile, there is an engagement here. Good storms there. Good movement from Solar, but anyway, he's getting lurkers ready around that Nidus worm. He's going to send them straight into Trigger's base. Probably the main base, if I had to guess. I love that. I absolutely love that. Roaches just keeping pressure, keeping the Protoss army guessing. And there we go. At the back, it is on the way. Trigger, I don't think, sees this just yet. A couple storms going down. They're hitting some of the stalkers too. I think he's going to have a panic moment as soon as this comes out. Boom, there it is. Lurker's coming out. Now he sees it. He's going to push across the map. There's not too much to defend. These 2 lurkers are still warping in. It is just stalkers though. It's a lot of stalkers. The reinforcements could help clean this up, but this base is in shambles. The natural is in trouble. The 3rd base here from Solar is also in a little bit of trouble, but there are more lurkers. There's quite a few here ready to help defend. More Nidus worms, more lurkers. The Protoss base is in a lot of trouble. These Templar are still doing a good job. There are probes here helping out for some other reason. Okay, the Oracle's coming in. It's like, I will kill you eventually. Oh, lurkers deal so much damage. And now there are Lings coming out of that Nidus. The Zerg is in the main base. Yeah, rotating around. He's trying to get something done, but Solar's position so far is pretty decent. Oh, gotta be careful. Oh, gotta be careful. You can storm. They don't care that much for storm. Oh, all the Templar being hit. This base is in trouble, but I don't think it matters too much because the main base here is in ruins. The natural is in ruins. Solus lost a little bit, but he is still 84 workers. The recall is happening right now, but that's straight into the middle of a bunch of roaches, lurkers, and hydras. Solar takes a very awesome game number 2. And the series. Oh, that was some good games. I was quite unsure when I started this one, but Solar's been playing some really good StarCraft. I hope you've liked it. If you have, make sure to like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more StarCraft 2. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.